Hey everybody, just wanted to show you here this 1985 Ford Escort that I purchased about 6 months ago. Found it about an hour and a half from me down the road at one of the customers that I delivered to for my job. And I bought it, wasn't running or driving, and the fuel pump for the car was actually laying up top here close to the washer fluid reservoir, and I was having a heck of a time trying to find a fuel pump for this thing. Luckily Napa had one, so I ordered it and got it a day or two later. But neat thing about this car is that fuel pump actually mounts to the cylinder head. There's a casting there for which it mounts to. So put the new fuel pump on, made sure the fuel line was clear, and I insert a new fuel filter on the casting of the carburetor. And that was about it. Pour a little gas down the throat and fired right up. Ran fine. Since then, you can see now I have it jacked up in the rear. Here, when I first got it and I got it running and driving, it didn't have any brakes, and there was a section of the brake line that in the center of the vehicle, close to the where the muffler actually, or the exhaust actually passes under the floor pan of the car. It had gotten some holes in it and lost fluid through there, and I replaced I guess it was about a 12-inch section, and that gave me brakes again, but not to the point where I was satisfied with them. It still had a spongy pedal, and turns out I had a little bit of a fluid leak back here on the driver's side rear of the vehicle, and turns out, from, as you can see on the inner portion of the wheel and tire here, I had a bad wheel cylinder. And upon removal, you can see it's a mess. It didn't hardly have any grease anymore here either for the wheel bearings that were on there. And if you look there, you can kind of see them. They're a little rusty, pretty dry. The brake drum itself, yeah, it's I think it probably could be salvaged. Clean it up real good. I already have new shoes and bearings to put on back here, but I'm thinking it was probably time to be having the shoes replaced, just because if you look there on the surface of the drum, there's a very thin material of brake lining there. There was nothing left. So the other one definitely had more on it there. It's actually sitting right here. You can see that one has a little bit more thickness to it, but that other one that's over there on the right side there, there's like nothing left. So the unfortunate part about this is that I am unable, as of right now, to find the brake hardware for this. I'm hoping I can kind of get everything cleaned up. I got new wheel cylinders. I have the new shoes, the new bearings, but I don't even know that I have a new inner seal there. I have to look for that. I don't think I do. I might have to search for that too. But I'm hoping I can get everything cleaned up and operational here as far as the hardware and stuff goes. So my kind of just want to document this a little bit to kind of show what I'm doing with this car. I still have my 88 four-door, my white one there. Still have that. I also have, which you haven't seen yet either, is an 86 two-door. That's where these wheels and tires came from, actually. Put them on this car because this car was needing them desperately, and those were in really good shape yet. They weren't that old, but yeah, just kind of wanted to document what I'm doing and kind of give you a look at what it is I'm doing on this thing. This side definitely has more grease. I don't know if the brake fluid had anything to do with the fact that it was so dry on the other side or not. I'm just going to go ahead and replace the shoes. Yeah, actually, if you look, it's pretty thin here on this front one as well. So I'm going to replace the shoes. They came with the car. I got new wheel bearings we'll put in. I got new brake hoses. Although I don't see any cracks or anything like that on these brake hoses, I'm going to replace them. And I have to go through the brake lines and stuff too. I like to work from the rear of the car, or the furthest from the master cylinder, to the side that's closest to the master cylinder as far as when you're doing the brakes. That way, hopefully you're getting all the old fluid out, and you're getting the majority of the air out when you're bleeding the car as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just looking here. Now this car does have some rust. I don't know if you can look up in here or not. See that? That's the shock tower. It's got some rust. The other side does not have that. Seems like the passenger side on this car is actually a little bit worse for wear as far as the rust goes than the driver's side is. But yeah, I figured I should just take a quick video of this, show you what I'm doing, kind of introduce you to the car. Being with fuel prices getting up to what they are now, I kind of looking for something to drive that's a little bit more fuel efficient. So I haven't done anything for this yet. I haven't cleaned it. Well, I shouldn't say that. I did wash it when I first got it. It's kind of been sitting over the summer, but new fuel tank in that box. These boxes here to the left of the fuel tank box, it's all of the new brake the brake pads. There's the lines are there, the calipers are there. The box down here on the bottom, that's a timing kit, new timing belt and whatnot. This car has pretty much of the history with it. Actually, some receipts, some of the original paperwork when the car was bought new at Sayville Ford in New York. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how true it is or not, but the odometer has 62,000 miles on it. Could be 162. I'm not sure. Being that it's only a 5-digit odometer, I have no idea if it rolled over or not. But yeah, being I went to school and stuff for automotive, and sadly enough, I've been driving truck now for a while, and a lot of the things that I learned in school have kind of left me. So I'm kind of trying to get back in the groove of working on the vehicles and stuff like that again. And I have never worked on a carburetor vehicle. So this is my first one. Now, if you look around me, there's quite a few old Bohlins tractors that I have here. And those are carbureted. I guess it kind of has the same application as a vehicle as far as you have jets. You have a needle and seat. You have a float. You have a fuel pump. Now, some of these don't. Some of these are just gravity-fed systems, but you know, a little different. But Still kind of the same idea, so I'm hoping that kind of helps me out as I work on this. I'm kind of going to have to reach out to a few other people to kind of give me advice, possibly, maybe even yourselves, on what I need to do for certain things and whatnot. This car is filled with vacuum lines, and it's just it's truly a maze of vacuum lines for everything. A little bit different than what I'm used to working on. So again, you know, just trying to get back in the swing of things. Want to bring you guys along, show you, you know, what I'm up to. It's been a long time since I made a video, but you know, the steering wheel, I guess you could kind of go sometimes by that, as far as if it has over 62,000 miles. Seems like a lot of the texture, I want to call it, is still visible on this. It's not like worn down smooth like some of my Ranger diesels. In case you didn't know, I do have a couple of those. Actually, oh wait, let me think about this. How many do I actually have? I have 4 of them. One isn't here yet. But the other thing I have, I want to grab a light here and look at that brake pedal. Sometimes you can see a little bit by how much wear is on the brake pedal too. I don't know, guys. You tell me. There's like no wear on this brake pedal. You think it actually is only 62,000 miles? Who knows? I will tell you one thing. It seems to have what I would like to call a lifter tap when it's running sometimes. Now, I've been wondering too, is it possible that it's a gasket for the exhaust? And maybe it's going bad, because you do hear it kind of down in here. It's hard to say. The transmission, I think, is going to need to be serviced. It's slow to engage. Although all the fluids look good, you know, I think it's going to need some servicing. The car was sitting 5 years, so since I was able to get a hold of it. But yeah, so there you go, everybody. There's a little video of my 1985 Ford Escort, and it is an early one because it doesn't have the updated front end with the plastic lenses and the headlight bulbs that you actually would have to put in the lens, whereas this one are sealed beam yet. That's one of the things I did do, replace them, and that all seems to work. So who knows? I take it one day at a time here as I get time to work on this thing. So a little history on this car too. I don't know if I had said it, but I have a lot of the original documentation with this car, where it was bought new, who bought it new, how much the car was, and everything like that. I have the copies for that, the window sticker, I guess you would call it. So I have all that. Spent most of its life, I would say, in New York before it came to Delaware, and then into Pennsylvania, which is where I'm located. I bought that down close to the Delaware state line. So yeah, a little history on the car too. Actually, here you go. We don't require this in our state. Is this like a registration thing that you can scan it or something? October 31st, 2007? I have no idea. But anyway, yep, there you go. Oh, let me go around the back so you can see the back of the car. This car has no air conditioning from the factory. It does have both mirrors. That's kind of nice, right? So here you can kind of see there, it even has the original Ford dealer badge. So it did have a big sticker here too on the window for from the previous owner, who ran a an audio business for cars and stuff. One thing I'd like to do, and I've been saving it, up here in this box says high value on it. That is a new old stock louver kit for the back window. I originally bought it for the 88, but I don't know, I think it might look a little bit better on this car. Not sure. Let me know what you think. Yeah, it's a cheap old car. Not too many of them around, although, at least around here. They're around though. I have 3 of them myself, so I have the this one, 85, I have an 86, which was in an accident, and my 88. But yeah, pretty neat old thing. Got a group on Facebook, pre-facelift Ford Escorts, I believe is the group name. Danny started that group. So if you have one of these cars and you want to join a group on Facebook, you know, and kind of share your maybe share your vehicle on there, you want to show us your vehicle, take a picture of it, post it on there, you know, get to talking and whatnot with some other people that have these cars. And they were pretty much just throwaways. I hate to say it, but there still are some nice examples out there. This one may not be the best example, but they are around. They are around yet, just not nearly as what they used to be, even though there was so many of them on the road at one time. So thanks for watching, guys. I took up enough of your time. I'll see you.